Hi students, my name is Hitesh Narashet. I am from Manora. So last class we discussed about a topic from 8th standard, that is square and square roots. In square and square roots we already discussed about what is meant by squares and finding square root through some of the identities. So let us move on to the next topic, that is square roots. Square roots. Yes. So already we know about square. Square means here just observe the geometrically we have a square. So we have to find the area of a square. Area of a square is side into side. That is area of a square is equal to side into side means side square. So we have side square. That means the length of each side we are call it as a square root. The length of each side. Here there are two sides of it. Side into side. There are two sides. Side into side we have to take. Here all the sides are equal here. That's why here we are taken side into side, length into breadth. But both the sides are on it the same. That's why we are taken the side square here. The length of each side is the square root of area of that square. That means square root of that square term. Square root of that perfect square. That square root of perfect square we are call it as a square root of that perfect square here. So that means suppose n is equal to m square, where m is known as the value of m is the square root of n here. So let us take the definition of the square root. That is suppose n is equal to m square. So n is equal to m square we have. So where m is the value of m is the value of m is the square root of n. So that means here how can we represent this one? That is m is equal to, so n is equal to m square we have, therefore square root of n. That means when we transpose this square to the LHS side, it becomes like this. It is square root of n is equal to. That means here we are representing in the case of this symbol. That is, so the representation, the symbolic representation of square root is symbolic representation of square root. Square root is this. Simply we can take this one, or we can write this also. Yes, when we take 2 here. So also we can use this also. So here when we insert 2 here, it's a square root. Here also we can assume. So assume that one is only the square root. So this is about square root. That means for example 1 square is 1 means 1 is the square root of 1. That is 2 square is the 4 means then root of 4, square root of 4 is 2, like that. That means already we know about some of the example we can take. So we have 2 square. 2 square is equal to 4 means, so after transposing it becomes square root. That is 2 is equal to square root of 4. Like that you can take anything else. 4 square, 8 square is equal to 64. 8 is equal to square root of 64. So it is. So you can take anything. So already know about perfect square 1 to 20. So we can take the square root of that perfect square. We get the value of that each number. So here we have the square root. The square root. So basically the square root of the square root is the term. The value of square root is the square root of perfect square. So that means where n is, suppose n is equal to m square means the value of m is the square root of that perfect square, that is n. So this is about the square roots. So let us take the next topic, that is finding square root through prime factorization. That is, already we learnt about squares and finding squares. Here we have to learn about finding square root through prime factorization. Finding square root through prime factorization. So here we already know about any number. Any number can be expressed as a product of prime numbers. So here also the square number also we have to express in a product of prime number. That one is we are call it as a prime factorization. That means we have to factorize. We have to factorize the given square number or given perfect square into the product of primes. So that one we are call it as a prime factorization. That means every square number can be expressed as product of primes. Product of primes, and we can group those prime factors into product of two identical groups. So every square number can be expressed as a product of prime. This square number means perfect square, product of prime, and we can group those prime factors into product of two identical groups. So that means, for example, we can take 8 here. 8 means 2 into 2 into 2. We can. So that means here just observe, here it is only one group. When we multiply with 2 here, so here it becomes 16. Just observe 16. So here 16 can be grouped into 16. The product prime factorization of 16 is 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. We can take like that. Here, just observe here, this can be grouped in two groups. We can make a two group here. So identical groups it is. So 2 into 2, here also 2 into 2. That means here it is 4 into 4 here. That is 16. So 16 is equal to 4 square. That means here this square number we are expressed as a product of primes. 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. After that, what we have to do is we have to make a group of two identical groups. We have to make two groups, both are identical. That is, here it is also 2 into 2, here it is also 2 into 2. So here 4 into 4, it is 4 square. So let us take 36. 36 is equal to 6 square. We already know about that. So I will take this one, I said 2 into 2, then 3 into 3. So it is right. That is just also 2 into 4, 4 into 3, 12, 12 into 3, 36. So I will make this one as a here 2 and 3 and 2 and 3. That is 2 into 3 and 2 into 3. Yes. Then 36 is equal to 2 into 3 is 6. 2 into 3 is equal to 6. That is 36 is equal to 6 square. So like that. That means here what we have to do is, so we have to make a two group of identical products. So this is about prime factorization. Let us take some of the examples based on the prime factorization. Firstly, I will take 256. Yes. So we already know about 36 and 16. These are the simple numbers. We can easily identify, or we can easily factorize it out. But here just observe, it's a 256. It's a big higher number. We don't know about what is the square root of that one, because in between, so we have to know in between the 20 square. But here it is some different. Actually, we have to just imagine it's a different number. So we have to find out the square root through prime factorization. How can we take that? So just observe. Firstly, we have to make like this 256 and just a vertical line, and after that you have to put like this. So it's a first step. Okay. So you have to divide. You have to divide successively. You have to divide using prime factors only. So what are the prime factors here? 2, 3. So one thing you can take 1, 2, 3, 1. So it is when you divide 1 here, the same number occurs. So here it is no use of 1 here. 2, 3, then 5, then 7, then 11, then 13, then 17, 19, and so on. So there are so many prime factors are there. So you can use only these prime factors to factorization. To these prime numbers to the factorization. So let us take 2 because here it is 6 is there. So that's why it's a even number. We can easily divide from the 2. So here just observe 2. So here you have to divide. So 2 into 1, 2. Then here 5 is there. 2 into 2, 4. 1 is there. 2 into 8. Again, it's a even number. So let us take again 2. 2 into 6, 12. And 2 into 4, 8. Yes, then. Here again take 2 because it's a even number. So 2 into 3 and 2 into 2. Again it's a even number. Even number. So then you can take 2 into 1, 2 into 6. Again it's a even number. Then 2 into 8. Then here 2 into 4. Here 2 into 2. And finally 2 into 1. So here we have some of the prime factors. That is, here we have just taken only the 2 factors. That is, so you can take 3 also, you can take 5 also, you can take 7 also. So according to the numbers we got after each prime factorization. Then what we have to do here? So you have to express 256 as the multiplication of these all factors. All these factors. That is, 256 is equal to here 2, then into 2 into 2, then here this 2, then this 2, then this 2, here this 2, yes, here this 2. Here 1 is there, so we can't divide 1 from 2. So that's why here it is stops. Here just observe how many 2's are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that means we can group into 2 parts. That is here 1, 2, 3, 4. So here up to I can take one part. Here up to I will take another part. So it is possible. If it is in between 3 are there, 5 are there, means you have to shuffle according to the need of that prime factorization. That means these two are identical. These two are the identical. That is here 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. Here also 2 into 2. Here is there. Then here also 2 into 2, 2 into 2 into 2 like that. So that means here both the groups looks identical only. So same number is repeated in the second group. So likewise we have to take. Here just observe what is the result here in one group. 2 into 2, 4, 4 into 2, 8, 8 into 2, 16. And here it is also same, that's why we are taking the 16. So 256 is equal to 16 square. So that means square root of 256 is equal to 16 only. So just observe, we got the square root of 256 from the prime factorization. I hope you get this one. So let us take any example. You can take any example. So here you have to make two groups, two identical groups. So that one is the basic principle of doing this problem. So let us take the next example. So let us take the second problem, that is 6400. We have to find out the square root of 6400 through prime factorization. So let us take the same procedure here. So I will take like this 6400. So it's a very high number. So just take that one. So here it is a even number. Also it ends with 0. You can take 5 also. You can take 2 also. Let us take 2 here. So 2. What happens? 2 into 3, 2 into 2, 0 and 0. Again let us take 2, 2 into 1 and 1 remains, 2 into 6, 0, 0. Then 2 into 8, 0, 0. Then 2 into 4, 0, 0. Then 2 into 2, 0, 0. Then 2 into 100. Then 2 into 50. Yes. So here 2 into 25. Yes. Here we can't take 2 because it's a odd number. But just remember, just observe here. So it ends with 5. That means it can be divisible by 5. That means 5 into 5. So finally we have 5 into 1. So here 1. We have 1 here. So that's why here factorization is n. So after that we have to express this 6400 as a product of these primes. That is 6400 is equal to 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. Yes, here 2 it is there, 2 is there, 2, then 2, then here it is also 2, then finally 5 into 5. Let's just observe how many 2's are there, how many 5's are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 2's are there and 2 5's are there. That means we have to make a group of 4 2 and 1 5. That is 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 5. Then here 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 5. So let us check all the factors are here. So here 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 8 is there, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Yes, here 2 5's are there. We are distributed equally to 2 groups. Here just observe 2 into 2 4, 4 into 2 8, 8 into 2 16, 16 into 5 80. 80. So here it is also same 80. It is 6400. Then 6400 is equal to 80 square. So you can remember one of the property, that is if a number ends with 1 0, so the perfect square ends with 2 number of zeros. So you already remembered that one. So that means it is the square root of 6400 is equal to, yes. So this is the answer we got. The square root of 6400 is 80 from the prime factorization. So let us take the next problem. The third problem tells us that is 9408 a perfect square? If not, find the smallest number by which 9408 must be divided so that quotient is a perfect square. Find the square root of the quotient. So here there are two questions are there. So firstly we have to check whether 9408 is a perfect square or not. If it is not, we have to take the second question. Before we have to check whether it is perfect square or not. So let us take 9408, take the prime factorization, and then we have to find out whether it is perfect square or not. So I will take 9408, 9408. Yes, here it is a even number, so you can take 2. So here 2 into 4, 8. Then 1 remains, 2 into 7, 14. Here it is 0, remains as it is. So we can't divide 0 here. Then 8 means here it is a 4. Then here it is also, again we got the even number. You can take 2 here. Then 2 into 2. Then 2 into 3, 6. 1 remains, 2 into 5, 10, 2 into 2, 4. Again it's a even number. Then you can take another factorization by 2. So then 2 into 1, 2 into 1, 1 remains. 2 into 7, 14, 1 remains. 2 into 6. Again we have a even number. Then let us take again 2 into 5, 10, 1 remains. Here 2 into 8, 16, 1 remains. 2 into 8, 16. Then here let us take 2 again. Here 2 into 2, 4, then 1 remains, and 2 into 9, 18, then 2 into 4, 18. So again here again it's a even number. Let us take 2 again. Here 2 into 1, 2, then 2 into 4, 8. Then again we have 1, here 2 into 7. Here it is a 147. It's not a even number, it's an odd number, but just observe 147. Which number is suitable to factorize it out? So we can use 7 here. Just observe, here it is 14, here it is a 7. That means we can take 7 here. 7 into 2, 14, and 7 into 1. Here it is 21. We can divide 21 from 7 also. 7 into 3. Also here 3 it is. We can divide from 3 only. 3 into 1. So that means we have a factorization. We have to factorization, prime factorization of 9408. We have to write in the product of primes. So how can we write that one? 9408. 9408 is equal to 9408 is equal to, so here firstly 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 2. Yes, here also we have 2. Then 7 into 7 into 3. 7 into 7 into 3. So just observe how many 2's are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And how many 7's are there? 2 7's are there, 1 3 are there. So let us split into 2 parts here. Here how many 2's are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means we can insert 3 2's in a one group. Here we can insert 3. Then there are 2 7 are there. Here we can insert 1 7 here, 1 7 here. But here only 1 3 is there. So but here we can't make it as a 2 identical group because there is no any partner for 3. So here that means 9408 we can't express it as a product of prime. So here we can express it as a product of prime, but we can't make 2 identical groups, the product of 2 identical groups. So that means what we have to do here, so here just observe, it's not a perfect square. So 9408 is not a perfect square because we can't convert those prime factorization into 2 equal or 2 similar parts. So here 3 is remaining here. So that's why. So here then we have to go to the next problem. If not, find the smallest number by which 9408 must be divided so that the quotient is a perfect square. So that means here just observe these are the 2 identical groups. So these are the 2 identical groups. That means the product of these 2 identical groups makes a one perfect square. Yes. So that means here 3 is the another number, another prime factorization, but we can avoid this one. When we avoid this one, so we get the perfect square here. So how can we avoid this one? But we have to maintain the principle of equation. Don't disturb the equation. So that's why I will take this 3 in the LHS side. I will transpose this 3 to the LHS side. It becomes 9408 divided by 3 is equal to 2 into 2 into 2 into 7 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 7. So divide this one 3. So here we have 3 divided 9408 divided by 3 means firstly we have to take. So here you can take in the rough part you have to divide. So 3 into 3 9, then here this 4 is there, that means 3 into 1, then here 1 remains, 10 means 3 into 3, 9, 1 remains, 3 into 6, 18. So is equal to, here it is 2 groups are there, we can find out the each group here, 2 into 2, 4, 4 into 8, 4 into 2, 8, 8 into 7, 56, into, same it is 56, that is 3136 is equal to 56 square, that means square root of 3136 is equal to 56. So that quotient is the 3136 here, that quotient is the 3136 and 56 is the square root of that quotient. So we already found out that one. So here always we can take another point. Here we are just transposed this 3 to the LHS side, we got the perfect square here. And here it is the smallest multiple, smallest divisible. That means here it is the smallest number we can divide this non-perfect square to get the perfect square. But we can multiply also. So when we multiply 3 here, so also we have to multiply 3. So when we multiply in both the sides, here it becomes the two identical groups. Here some perfect square we get. That is, so when we multiplying 3 in LHS side and the RHS side also. So there are two possible way of finding the perfect square when we have a number is non-perfect square. That means from the prime factorization we can get the perfect square like this. So let us move on to the next problem. Yes, the fourth problem tells us that find the smallest square number which is divisible by each of the numbers 6, 9, 15 and find the smallest common multiple to get square number. So there are two questions are there here also. So find the smallest square number. Here we have to find the smallest square number which is divisible by each of the numbers 6, 9 and 15. So that means here we have to know about which number is divisible by all these three numbers. So that means we have to take the LCM of these three numbers. We have to take LCM of these three numbers. Here HCF is different, LCM is different. We already know about HCF and LCM. So when we have the highest common factor means, so we have to take the HCF. That means, so we have to find the least number, so my highest number to divide all these numbers. So then in that case we have to find out HCF. But here we have to we have to find the number that is divisible by all these three numbers. That's why we have to take the least common multiple, that is LCM. So what is the LCM? The 6, 9 and 15. So here least number which is divisible by this number we have to calculate LCM here. So LCM of 695. So just know about what are the factors here. 6 is equal to 2 into 3. So these two are the prime factors of 6. And what are the prime factors of 9? 3 into 3. Then here it is 15. When we take the 15 here, so here 3 into 5. 3 into 5 here. So here only one 2 is there. Here there are 2 3s are there. Here 3 into 5 is there. So I will take this as an exponent form. So when you took this as exponent form, it is easy to calculate the LCM. So here it is 2 into 1. So only 1 2 is there. Here only 1 3 is there. Here 2 3s are there, 3 square. Then here only 1 3 and only 1 5. After that what you have to do, when we take the LCM of 6, 9 and 15, so we have to take the highest power of each factors. Highest power of each factor, that is 6, 9, 15. So LCM of 6, 9, 15. LCM of 6, 9 and 15 is equal to what we have? The highest power of 2 is only 1 and highest power of 3 is 3 square and highest power of 5 is 1. So we can split into the factors, that is 2 into 3 into 3 into 5. So here only 1 2 is there, here 1 2 3s are there, here only 1 5 is there. So that means here just observe, when we multiply this one, we have 5 into 2 10, 10 into 9 90. That means here it is 90 is equal to 2 into 3 into 3 into 5. So when we have one perfect square here, so when we have to group into two similar factorization, then we have a perfect square. So here 90 is not a perfect square because here 2 3s are there, only 1 2 is there, and only 1 5 is there. There is no any partner for this 5 and partner for this 2. So let us take the partner. That is, how can we take that one? So 90 is equal to 2 into 3 into 5 means, so we have to multiply 2 into 5 on both sides. So then what happens is, observe, 90 into 2 into 5 means here. So just observe, when we multiply 2, so we have a partner for 2, and when we multiply a 5 in the RHS side, we have a partner for 5. So then we can group. So here just observe, 90 into 5 into 2 means it's a 5 into 2 10, 10 into 90 900, 10 here. So we have to part. That means here 2 2s are there, 2 3s are there, 2 5s are there. So that means we can take from 2 here, 1 from 3 here, and 1 from 5 here. 10. So here another pair, another group is also similar here, 2 into 3 into 5. That means here 900 is the square number. 900 is the smallest square number which is divisible by each of the numbers 6, 9 and 15, and the smallest common multiple is 10 here. The smallest common multiple to get the smallest square number is 2 into 5 is equal to 10. So that means therefore 900 is the smallest square number which is divisible by each of the number 6, 9 and 15. 6, 9 and 15. So this is about finding a square root through prime factorization. So this is the limited set of problems I already explained here. So there are 3 types of problems. One is the finding a square root through prime factorization. So secondly is that number is a perfect square or not. If not, what is the smallest multiple to get the square number? And another one is this type problem. Here we have to find out the smallest square number which is divisible by each of the 3 numbers 6, 9 and 15. So likewise any other number you can have. So here this is about the finding a square root through prime factorization. I hope you enjoyed this chapter. So those who are watching this video for the first time, please subscribe our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. You can get the notifications very easily. So thank you one and all. Be safe and stay home. Thank you.